And it speaks to lovers who are up against the disapproval and scrutiny of the world. Their love has them facing an army, looking to each other for solace. The only option is to ride or die. This is how singer, musician and producer Sevven describes his new single titled Army. It is his first release since his self-titled debut album. As you saw him walking in, Sevven is here to tell us all about this project. It's great to have you. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, just reading that intro, this sounds more like a movie or a short film more than it is a song.
Yeah, I like that sort of thing. I like to be dramatic and a little bit like over the top sometimes, but yeah, it's good times.
So bring us into Army. Really, what is that all about? And where did you get the inspiration to put together something that just is so intense?
I think people's lives are intense. Like, you know, we all have these relationships, or elements in our relationships rather, where there's always this element that you feel like you're up against, and sometimes that thing can be, you can feel like you're up against an army, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, whether it's long distance, or whether it's a parent that's not approving of the relationship, or it's whether it's someone suffering from substance abuse, there's always elements in your relationship that you're fighting with. And the message for me is sort of like saying that as long as we're fighting the thing together, then we'll be sort of cool, you know?
And stronger than the army.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's amazing. You've always known, apparently, that there's something very special about the song, but you didn't quite want to release it yet.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. I mean, you wanted to wait for the right time, or how does an artist know what the right time is? You know, how do you know that everything is now aligned and you're ready to release this emotion that comes from you because you've worked on this thing and you've walked the journey, now you're just ready to let it fly?
Yeah, so I mean, this song was 2.5 years in the making, you know, and sometimes with songs you make it and then you don't feel it, so you shelve it and then it sort of comes back, you know. So for me it's that one of those things where there was like 4 different versions of the song. I guess it's you know when it's done, when you know it's done. You know, art is never finished, it's only ever abandoned. So for me it was a case of like, it gets to a point where you go, okay, this I'm comfortable with putting out in the world, you know. So for me, it's just keep on working on it until it gets to that point.
And how different is Army, if at all, from your other projects or your other songs?
I think it's maybe slightly different sonically, sound-wise, but I think it's a natural sort of. I don't want to recreate the same thing over and over and over. So for me, it's got the same flavor and elements, but I think it's definitely an evolution on sound and a step slightly more electronic. But I enjoy making it, so that's the.
Oh, awesome! And so, who else worked with you on this project, and what were their roles in contributing to what was the final product that you put out? Yeah,
so this song was different for me because most of my other music I've really made on my own. Where with this song I've had some friends that co-wrote with me. So there's my good friend Ashlyn Gray, who's living in LA at the moment, Howie Combrink, who's an amazing artist as well, and my other friend Neil Engel, Miko. He's also a artist producer. So we wrote the song together, and with Miko he co-produced it with me, and yeah.
And how would you describe sort of this stage or this phase of your career, seeing as you've gone through so many incarnations in this journey?
It's just constant creation, you know. For me, there's no end in sight particularly. There's no goal in sight. I always say I enjoy the process more than the end result. So for me, it's just I enjoy making music. I enjoy creating art. I enjoy making videos and designing things, you know. So there's no stage for me other than the one that I'm in at the moment. Yeah.
And it's such a, I find it such a precious thing for especially creative to remain present and to enjoy the now, because of all the pressure, you know, will the song make it on radio? You know, will MTV play the video? It's all this pressure, and we sometimes just lose sight of what's important, and that's getting the message out there. Is there a full album in the pipeline?
I've got a whole album ready. Well, not ready, but like almost ready. I don't know. I might just do the single thing again, and at the end of it, release an album. I don't know what the rollout's going to be quite yet. So at this point in time, it's Army. There's another follow-up single lined up, and then we'll see from there what the release plan is.
Fantastic. So where can we get Army, and where can we catch you performing?
Everywhere. So Army is available on all the different streaming platforms, or my website, sevven.net. And yeah, I mean, for performances, people can just tune into all the social medias and websites as well. Dates will all be on there.
All right,
Yeah.
and just your general parting words or advice to young people who really do want to pursue a career in, creative arts or music, and they're faced with all sorts of pressures. We know how
Yeah.
social media is playing such a critical role in shaping and informing young people's, mindsets, whether positive or negative. What is your message of inspiration to them?
I think do you, like that's very important. I think so often people are trying to be something they're not, which is very important, and find something that you can be consistent in, I always say to people, it's like if you open up a restaurant, you don't want to be a Chinese restaurant today and a French one tomorrow and an
Yes.
Italian the next day, So pick your lane that you're the most comfortable and stick to it, Don't change who you are because something's not working, like refine what you're doing, and consistency is key,
So model what you do around who you are, and not
100%.
who you are around what you do.
100%. That's a good.
You're
I like that.
A
Yeah.
well of wisdom, Sevven. It's been great chatting to you.
been lovely. Thank you.
Can't wait to see you perform a bit later on.
Thank you.
At singer, musician, and producer Sevven.